Hi and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is RAUDAH binti Muhammad SHREEN.
Salam Sejahtera, my name is TIRO from IMC401 program.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is SITI binti Muhammad SUHAIMI.
Hi, my name is VIVIENNA binti STANISS.
Social media is one of the communication methods that is being used by communities in order to communicate with each other. Social media can be used by using a website and a few applications such as Facebook, WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, and more. Based on online dictionary, social media enables the user to create and share content in any form. Besides, can make user participate in social networking. Before the launch of social media website and application, the communities use all those communication because they still do not have a better way to communicate with each other. In addition, they have a hard life, especially in communication methods. This is because they do not able to solving problem, writing, reading, and understanding the problem by themselves without any communicating. There are a few ways that have been used by the oldest generation before having a modern communication. For example, the ways that they always used were cave paintings, symbol for communication, smoke signal, carrier pigeons, and telegraph. However, the world have developed the communications way to the easiest way. There's a lot of scientists and inventors have developed and introduced their product in order to help the world's communities to communicate with each other. For instance, Alexander Graham Bell was the person who introduced the first telephone to the world. From that day, the telephone have successfully made an evolution due to the world development. Its functions have become more effective and can be used in many ways. The evolutions of communication methods have been seen by the communities these days. There are a lot of ways for them to communicate with each other, such as postal system, newspapers, radios, telephone, televisions, internet, email, text messages, and social media. This paper will
Good morning. Today I will explain about situation analysis. How do people access social media? Technology. Technology is the practice of science as knowledge, especially in a particular area in our daily life. For example, there is an invention of the computer and mobile device. We cannot deny that year after year, technology is developing in a good way. The inventors create a lot of different launches for each device. It then depends on the users to choose the device. How do people access the social media? Internet. To access the social media, Internet is crucial. Internet is an intangible process that allows various networks in the computer to connect. The Internet lets us browse the things that we want online. We can connect to the Internet by a modem, broadband, Wi-Fi, and others. So, how do people access social media? Social media can be defined as an application that connects users via the Internet. Formerly, people rely on a letter, SMS, but now, social media is a better choice. Social media made it easy for people to communicate much faster than before. In a nutshell, people can use social media by using devices connected to the internet. The first issue is COVID-19. What is COVID-19? COVID-19 is an infectious disease caused by the severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2. It is first detected in Wuhan, China, 31st December 2019. But in Malaysia, the first ever case reported is on 25 January 2020. Ever since that day, everything has changed. A lot of COVID-19 cases rise. Many people died, some of them survived. So, the government introduced standard operating procedures (SOP) to reduce the case. Social media is the right platform to share the information. Instead of using the newspapers, television, and radio. This is because most of the time people spend their time on the social media. The next issue is floods. Floods do occur almost every year, but what differentiates it is whether it is from the human action or natural will. For example, in 2021, there are a great overflow happens in Malaysia. Destruction happens. There is an unpredictable loss of life and property. So, one of the fastest ways to ask for help is in an uncontrolled situation is through social media. For example, victims can post the current situation in places flooded. They can use hashtags or mention authorities in their posts, and thousands of people who care will share it. So, instead of walking to the nearest police station to get help, maybe they could not do so as the flood level is increasing quickly. Social media for sure is the fastest ways. In conclusion, thanks to social media, the nicest helpful in this situation. Everyone is getting knowledgeable about their surroundings.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. In this video presentation, I will explain about the situation before and after using social media in today's world. I have three main points in this presentation. Number one is the use of magazine and newspaper before and after using social media. Number two is the use of text messaging and letter before and after using social media. And the last one is the use of radio and television before and after using social media. Number one is the use of magazine and newspaper before social media. Before we have social media, people got their news from a physical newspaper every day in the morning, where the biggest news from the last day or week was outlined in print. This is widely different from the world we currently know. Imagine if we could not find out about national or local emergencies until it come out in your newspaper or you heard through the phone from a source. Next, the use of magazine before social media exists. People always look up on the newest lifestyle and pop culture from their favorite magazine that they buy from newsstand every week. They also shop for their favorite clothes and look for stylistic inspiration from hard copy print instead of scrolling through Instagram or Pinterest. There are many different types of magazines such as health magazines, fashion magazines, cooking magazines, and many more. The use of magazine let people know about the latest trend about fashion, health, and also beauty. The use of magazine and newspaper after social media. Social media as a news source is the use of online social media platform rather than more traditional media platform to obtain news. We now have all the information we need at the touch of an app, and most people now get their news information online, specifically from social media. Social media has become the main source of news online with more than 2.4 billion internet users. Nearly 64.5% receive breaking news from Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat, and Instagram instead of traditional media. Now, readers demand instant news, so newspapers have created online. People say that they hear about the latest news via social media before ever hearing about it on a news station. Many internet users will see the breaking stories on their feed and go to the news site to learn more. Now, magazine is rarely used because people choose social media such as Instagram and Pinterest to know about health, fashion and beauty, cooking and also art. This is because Instagram allows people to follow their favorite account or famous celebrities to find ideas or inspiration to use in their daily life. Instagram also have credible and verified accounts to get the latest news happening. For example, we can follow the official account of Ministry of Health, which is Kementerian Kesihatan Malaysia, to know the latest information about COVID-19 and other news help. The second point is the use of text messaging and letter before social media. Between the rise of the internet and the implementation of social media, communication through technology was limited to short message service (SMS) and writing letters. SMS is the text messaging service on mobile phone. Each message sent will be charged. Text messages are limited to 160 characters in length and are sent to regular cell phone numbers. Meanwhile, letters were delivered from one person to another through postal service. The use of mailbox and delivery of letter was done through the system. You could put your feeling into writing and share it with another person in a matter of minutes. Now, it seems like a luxury to receive a handwritten letter in the mail from a loved one. But before social media, writing letters to those who you were far away from was a common tactic to stay in touch with friends and family. Before social media and even before technology, writing a letter and sending it through the mail was one of the only way to let your family know that you were okay and give them updates about your life. But by writing a letter, we cannot hear the voice or see the face of the person we miss, so we cannot feel satisfied. Nowadays, some people in the younger generation may not even know the process to mail something or send a letter to someone. At the time, it probably feel like it was intense, but in our current age, waiting for an email or letter to send and to receive a reply can feel like age compared to text messaging or instant messenger. But before social media exists, getting a reply from a loved one can give a joy. The use of text messaging and letter after social media. We now have two-way message in the form of tweets and DM direct message on social media, which are not only for the purpose of communicating with people, but also for informing and making people aware of social issue. People instantly chat through text message. With the advanced internet, online messaging apps have been introduced. These applications help connect people. They share text through the internet. For example, they use WhatsApp Messenger, Telegram, and Facebook Messenger for sending text message. These social media apps can be downloaded into smartphone. People now prefer to use WhatsApp to send message rather than use SMS messaging because WhatsApp is one of the most popular messaging apps in the world with more than 1 billion users. It makes it easy to stay in touch with family and friends no matter where they are. And best of all, it's free. As well as being free, it's also a lot more versatile than SMS. You can send photos, videos, and audio file, make video calls and voice call, leave someone a video message, and more. And all of these features are completely free. The WhatsApp app is also free to download, so there's absolutely no cost whatsoever. SMS messaging will charge a fee to send a message to someone. By using SMS, we can only send message to one person only, but if we use WhatsApp, we can create one group chat and send message to many people. The last point is the use of radio and television before social media. Radio and television give information and opinions about current events and news. Radios are a source of news as well as entertainment for people. They were once a very important medium to spread the information and news across the country. Television are also a great source of entertainment to the larger audience. There are several features in the television that provide us more entertainment and information. Before the existence of social media, all information could only be obtained from radio and television. But now, all information can be obtained at your fingertips on social media such as Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, which display the latest information on politics, economy, health, and things that happen daily. Long gone are the days of people getting most of their news from a local TV station, their local newspaper, or the national newscast from one of the networks. Now, people increasingly turn to social media for news. The use of radio and television after social media. There is not much difference between the use of radio and television before and after social media because social media platforms allow for television show to be accessed online on a range of smartphone, desktop and mobile computer devices or even smart TVs. But people nowadays choose YouTube and TikTok instead of watching television and radio. They can watch a variety of shows or movies through YouTube because YouTube is one of the platforms of entertainment. For many young people, YouTube is used to watch music video, comedy show, how to guide, recipes, hack, and more. Teens are also use the video sharing service to follow their favorite video bloggers, subscribe to other YouTubers and celebrities they are interested in. YouTube is the second largest search engine next to Google. People upload more than 100 hours of video per minute to YouTube. It's one of the best way to communicate to a wide audience, whether you are promoting programs or providing information to students. The use of radio before it became an everyday household item, providing the soundtrack to our car journeys. Radio was used as a means of communication and navigation for pilots, ship captains, truck drivers, law enforcement, emergency services, and many more. The use of radio has become more important nowadays because radio broadcasts provide real-time information, and some that broadcast 24 hours a day can provide the most recent update for listener. We also can listen to popular music all over the world through radio. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, next my point is advantage and disadvantage of social media in today's world. Firstly, the advantage is communication. Social media nowadays give many advantage to people to easily communicate with family, friends, peers, and other people around the world. Even though we are far away from our family, we can still always keep in touch with them by using the social media. Social media also make it easier for students to communicate with their friends or lecturer to discuss about their assignment. In addition, in the pandemic of COVID-19, social media is very important for students to communicate with others because they are just having online class. Other than that, social media is not only the platform to communicate with people we know, but social media also make it easier for businessmen to communicate. For the example, because of nowadays, online business is growing more, so that businessmen can get the feedback from the customer easier, so that the founder of the product will improve their product if the opinion that customer give can be used. Okay, the next advantage is provide opportunities. Social media has provide opportunities to many people. Nowadays, there are many social media that can give opportunities to many people to make some income. For the example, for students who want to make side income to cover their study, they can be dropship or agent for some product like skincare, clothes, and then they can promote their product using the social media. Social media is also one of the platform that provide opportunities to non-governmental organization, which is NGO, to get fund from the citizen to give or help people who are in need. For example, during the flood that hit our country, there are many non-NGOs like artists, influencers, and many more post on their social media about the donation. So it shows that social media give many opportunities to their people. Okay, lastly, the advantage of social media in today's world is information spread fast. This is because social media is used to share the information to everyone easily. The information that is posted on the social media can be true and untrue, so that people must to make sure that they get the information from the official account on the social media. For the example, on this pandemic COVID-19, there are a lot of information that they will post on the social media, such as about vaccine, SOP, and many more. But we must to make sure that the information is true and valid, because the information is very important to everyone. But sometimes information is not just about essential things, but by using the social media, we can spread the information about somewhere that has interesting place or delicious food. Usually, citizens will try the food, and then by using the social media, they will make that place viral, so that information about that place will spread easily on the social media, and everyone will try that food at the place. Okay, next, the disadvantage of social media in today's world. Okay, firstly, the disadvantage is will reduce our focus. Everywhere we go or anything we do, mobile device like a smartphone will always with us. So that's why we can scroll media social every time. For the example, at the night before we sleep, it can be our habit to scroll social media until 2 or 3 o'clock. And then in the morning we had online class, we still sleepy and can't give 100% attention to the class, so we will lose the focus. After that, it will affect our eyes because of we staring at the screen phone too long. So we can see that social media not only just affect our focus but also affect our health. Secondly, lack of family quality time, also the disadvantage of social media in today's world. Family is one of the important people in our life. Nowadays, we can see that every part of our family has a mobile device like a smartphone. So the time for family has decreased. They will spend more time to scrolling media social, even though they have a family gathering. Lastly, the disadvantage of social media in today's world is cyberbullying. Social media is one of the platforms that everyone can share their activities like photos or videos. But when we share our activities on social media, it will be disadvantage to some people. It can be cyberbullying when some people we know or we don't know make a negative comment on that picture we post on the social media. For the example, the negative comment that we always heard on the social media is they talk about their physically or body shaming. It will make one of the people who is affected by the negative comment feel.
Next, I will explain about the application of social media and its usage. First and foremost, Facebook. The Facebook first launch is in 2004 by Mark Zuckerberg, Eduardo Severin, Dustin Moskovitz, and Chris Hughes. Its headquarters are in Menlo Park, California. We, as a student, use Facebook to communicate or fulfill our tasks. It is easy to be downloaded and does not require too many spaces in the device, as it has a light version. Some of our courses require us to participate in online classes through Facebook. By using the Facebook pages, we can add it to the reminder so we won't miss the class or conference. Facebook is also the famous platform for the organizers to conduct conferences massively, as there are no limits for the participants to participate. Next, Instagram. Instagram first known as Bump, but in 2010 it renamed to Instagram. It is developed by Kevin Stratton and Mike Rieger. To engage more users, they updated some of the pages and eventually combining the word Instagram and Telegram. We use Instagram to check out or to explore more certain things. For example, we follow up with our favorite artists' places to go on Instagram. Some of us may save the photos or videos as our collection. Positively, it can motivate us to keep struggling even though life is hard. TikTok. TikTok developed in 2016 by ByteDance, a company that originated in China. It is an app rebranding from Musical.ly. It is an application that serves the user with short videos to entertain, update, educate, and others. TikTok can be the exact place to lean on by individuals. For example, we can use TikTok to get suggestions about something, such as a recommendation of a study table. There are many explanation videos to choose from based on the materials, costs, shipping, and others. Moreover, TikTok is full of dancing, memes, singing videos. In the meantime, individuals can show off their potential, and they might become popular after that, just like one of the TikTok famous dancer called Charli D'Amelio. Next, Twitter. Twitter, invented by Evan Williams and Biston in 2006, is first known as TWWTR. This app intends to spread message by the internet as broadcast message. In Malaysia, for example, the government used Twitter to update the current COVID-19 cases. By doing that, everyone can see the info, so they won't be left out. They also can be more aware of their surrounding, as they already become knowledgeable. So it is an convenient apps that keep people updated by their surroundings. Last but not least, WhatsApp. It was an idea of Brian Acton and Jane Combe that developed the app in 2009. Their first intention is to promote WhatsApp as an alternative to SMS, but year after year, the function changed. For us students, WhatsApp is essential to complete our tasks. For example, to do discussion with our lecturer WhatsApp is an easy platform to reach whoever at the exact time. It is much cheaper, better than SMS. Moreover, in WhatsApp there is no ads at all, which is a relief to keep chatting without being interrupted. That's all from me. Thank you.
As for conclusions, social media is one of a really convenient and important communicate network. It helps communities to keep contact with each other even though they are in different countries or places. In order to share information or ideas can be so quickly and more flexible. The evolutions of communication methods have changed our life skill. It's become more important to community these days because it has a lot of advantage that could help them in this modern era. For instance, they can share their work with others workers by using email, meeting application, Zoom, Skype for business, Slack, Big Blue Button, Blue Jeans, whereby GoToMeeting, Kisco, Webex, Google Meet, and Blackboard collaborate. In these 12 centuries, modern technology and modern communication methods are really needed to improve our life, whether in work or personal reason. Thank you.